All right, I'm back, guys. I am 100% better. Oh man, is it nice to feel good again? I can't tell you. Um, I did get to play a lot of video games because I wasn't really watching any movies. I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order a whole ton, which has been wonderful. But I got to sit down and watch and get back to the Amityville series, which I've been kind of putting off because this is where the shit really starts to roll in. And I'm very happy that this one's over with because this is the one I've been dreading. This is the one that I remember being just awful. And rewatching it, it's just awful. It's so fucking boring. And the story makes no sense. And what the fuck does this have to do with the DeFeo murders, the original Amityville house? Nothing. Zero. It is a house in Amityville where a priest was murdered inside of a confessional booth, and then that confessional booth was moved to this house and put in its basement. So now this is, I don't know, is it cursed? Who knows? Who knows? They set up things. They have these moments in here where, like, Mrs. Moriarty is in here, and you think it's going to have some big climatic scene where she's going to, like, finger the suspect, like, finger him, like, fucking finger looking good. No. It never happens. Neither her sticking her finger inside someone's asshole or vagina, I guess, equal opportunity here on the killer. But yeah, dude, like, I was so tuned out by the end. I was so tuned out. I was just kind of sitting there on autopilot. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. Could have the greatest reveal of all time, and I'd just be like, cool. Don't care. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. I was trying to take notes, and I was just sitting there, and I was just, like, lazily writing them. Like, oh, really? Why do I care? Like, these characters. And that's just it. Like, the actors, too, that they hired. It was just such a weird choice. And the film's so ugly. It's such a ugly looking movie. As far as the actors go, getting back to them, the male characters were either like, they're not old. Like, they're not like, shit, they're probably not even that much older than me. But they feel like they're ancient. Like, they feel, I don't want to say a specific age because these guys aren't that old. They're probably in their 40s. They're really not old. But I never see myself as old as I am. I just don't. Anytime I see people who are around my age in movies, I'm like, wow, they seem fucking old. And then I look at my age and I'm like, but everyone's doing that 10-year challenge thing right now. And I go back and I look at pictures from me from 10 years ago, and I've shown them to a bunch of people, and they're like, you look exactly the same. You legit look exactly the same as you did 10 years ago. And I'm like, I really do. Exactly. You put the pictures side by side. The only thing is I have the gray here in the sides. But my face, like, everything looks identical. So, I don't know. Vegan diet. There you go, guys. I stick by it. But yeah, like, the dude seems so old and the chicks seem so much younger and more attractive, and these characters are so unbelievably boring. Like, I don't even know what this movie was trying to do. Was it trying to have thrilling aspects? Was it trying to be scary? Was it like, what was the attempt here? Were they trying to tell a good story? Okay, if you're going to tell a good story, build intrigue, which they kind of guess they tried to do because they were trying to confuse you onto what the movie was about, because I don't really know. They did a good job about that, I guess. But then, like, actually start to deliver on some of those setup promises, which this movie gives very little anyway. It just is just so blah in every aspect. It's an ugly looking film. The characters are lame. The actors they hired feel very mismatched. The plot ends up going nowhere. It's just, it really is just a failure on every level. I could think of not one single positive of the film. Nothing. I I would be it would be it'd be asking a lot for me to like go back and try to find something. I mean, it'd be asking a whole hell of a lot for you to ask me to ever watch this movie again. That's not ever going to happen. I watched it once before this, and I swore I'd never watch it again. And then when I got this channel, I was like, all right, if I ever cover the Amityville series, I'll have to check out this dreadful movie again. That's the same way I feel about the Howling series. Howling 4, the original Nightmare. I'm just like, fuck, that's the reason I haven't done The Howling, is because of that movie. And New Moon Rising, the 7th one, but 4 is by far the worst for me. And I don't want to go back and revisit it. So it's been, this one is the one I've been dreading. From here, I like either like am okay with, or I might find them bad, but I find them like entertainingly bad, like 92, It's About Time, and Next Generation, and I actually like Dollhouse, so I'm looking forward to that one. But this is just so fucking uneventful. And yeah, they don't really explain it. Like, this girl gets a cut in her hand, and she's like, I don't feel it. And then you think that's going to go somewhere. You think she's possessed. You think something's happening. But the other girl's having dreams. But then the other guys are there. And what are they doing there? And what's up with the kid that maybe died? Didn't? I don't know. Did he killed somebody? Maybe. I don't know. Who's the killer in the priest thing? I'm not really sure. I guess it's the guy at the end. But then the fucking dog comes. And who's the... is the dog's parts of the kids, but he's not there, but he is there, but he isn't there? Is he actually there? Is it a ghost dog? Is it not? Is it like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? And I don't really care. That's just it. Like, even though like these things were kind of lost on me, they were lost on me for a reason. Because you're sitting in this movie, and I swear, man, 10 minutes in, I like got up to go get something, and I paused it, and I was like, it's only been 10 minutes? I thought it'd been like 30. That's how just porfully? There's a new word, guys. Porfully. Wow. That's actually, I'm going to coin that term right now. It's a perfect term for this movie. It's porfully made. Porfully. Wow. Okay. I like it. I'm going with it. I'm not even going to fucking try to correct what I was about to say there. I'm just going to, that's it. It's a porfully made movie. And yeah. So this dude in the movie almost kills his buddy. I guess he's not really his buddy, but he kills this guy that they're buying this house to flip it, and there's not really ever any work being done on it, so I'm not really exactly sure what they're doing and why there needs to be 5 of them to do a project that doesn't really look like it's all that much of an undertaking. The house looks like it's in pretty good shape. It just needs some furniture and some paint or something. Like, it's not really all that messed up, so I don't really exactly know why they're staying there for so long, and I don't know, whatever. But because they're also turning into a little vacation, I guess. But he like almost kills this guy with a nail gun, and then when the guy is in the doorway, like, what the hell, man? The dude just like, I think he like throws a fat joke at him, which is never really deflected, accepted, acknowledged, anything. I was like, wait, did he just make a fat joke? He's like, oh man, I don't know how I could have missed you. And it's like, the guy's, overweight. And I'm like, did that just come out wrong? Did they write that intentionally for it to be like some smug comment? Because they seem to not like each other, but like he didn't seem to get any more upset with him in the fact that, and this guy's supposed to be a psychologist, so he would be smart enough to understand that this guy was attacking him in that way. I don't know. It just was a really awkward scene to me where I was like, wait, was that a fat insult thing? And this guy just didn't acknowledge, like, people's reactions. That's like my biggest pet peeve, I think. Yeah, I want to say that might be my biggest pet peeve in films, is like when somebody does something and the reaction is just does not match up at all. like with what just happened. I don't know why that drives me as crazy as it does, but I assume that's just because it's like it would seem like one of the easiest things to be able to account for. Like if someone runs over your kid in the street, it's pretty easy to gauge what kind of reaction a person's gonna have. Like they're gonna fucking freak out, right? So when things that so obviously should happen and it doesn't, it's like, am I supposed to buy this? Like, so there's multiple reactions in this movie that just don't make sense. Like the dog attacking that guy. I guess later maybe it kind of ends up explaining itself because of who he ends up being and all this. But the dog's coming after him, and it's like a while before he even steps back. I guess, as I said, the reveal and all that. I don't know. It's still just in the moment was like, okay, like you just watch this dog run after you and then just watch it like bite into you and you don't even react. Like, and okay, let's say that even works just because of his character. Like, I don't care. Everyone else should be freaking out for him then, and then freaking out that he's not. You know, it's just nothing works. And we get to see a hand closed in a door, and like the skin's kind of falling off as he pulls it away. There's your good moment for half a second. Then he has like the face that's kind of falling apart. Kind of going back to part 2 there. That might be the only connection outside of that they're in Amityville. She's throwing saw blades at him. I was like, oh, wow. There we go. That's freaking reminding me of like Commando. When he's like takes that guy's head off. Oh, like the whole side of his head and shit. Oh, I love that. I love that sequence when he goes into the garden, the garden shed or whatever out there. And he just grabs like the axe and the machete and he's just cutting dudes' arms off and cutting their... Oh, such a great movie. Remember that thing you told me about killing me last? Yeah, I lied. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, you did, Matrix. You did. You did tell me that. Nail gun to the face. Yeah, all stupid. Cops, of course, show up last second, which is very well parodied in National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, which I mentioned on the channel a whole bunch because it just perfectly parodies the tropes of like 90s action movies. And this, I guess it happens in horror too. I mean, it definitely happens in some horror where the cops just show up literally the last second and you're wondering what their purpose was in the film, like at all before that. You're like, why are you even in here? What purpose did you serve the film outside of just having that cop role filled for the moment? But yeah, anyways, that's it. I can't spend any more time on this movie. I gotta get to bed, so at least I got something done tonight. But don't ever watch this movie. Obviously, just skip it. It doesn't exist, actually. Never mind. I made all this up. So yeah, it was all a big ruse. It was an elaborate ruse. Ha! I got you. I got you. So I'm happy I wasted all your time talking about a movie that doesn't exist, that you definitely should not look for and never watch. All right, adios.